Gaming is a huge part of my life, and I almost always use Discord when gaming with my friends. But I guess we'll always have that one friend where his or her microphone is absolutely atrocious. To solve that, you usually get a good gaming headset, or should you get a standalone desktop microphone? Now, in terms of comparing the two, the most obvious difference is of course that a headset is basically an all-in-one solution. You get both the microphone and headphones in one package. That is the main reason why headsets are so popular and generally the first choice for most people. It's simple, straight to the point, and you don't need anything additional with it. Yet, desktop microphones are getting more and more popular in the past couple of years. Partly because of the growing gaming scene, but it also gives you a little bit more flexibility and arguably a better microphone experience. Desktop microphones also tend to offer more variety in terms of the polar pattern of the microphone itself. Now most, if not all headset microphones use a cardioid pattern, or sometimes they may call it unidirectional, so it mainly picks up sound in a semi-circular shape. As the microphone on the headset is usually positioned right by your mouth, the polar pattern works the best, and that's why most headsets use this. Similarly, the same is true for most desktop microphones as well, with cardioid being the optimum choice for most scenarios, such as gaming, streaming, or even voiceovers. But some desktop microphones also offer other polar patterns as well. Omnidirectional is another one, which is found on most lavaliers, so it can record anything in a 360-degree pattern, which is useful for something like, say, a band recording. Stereo is another polar pattern which allows for more precise left and right channel separation, so maybe it's more suited for things like ASMR. The last would be bi-directional, which is similar to stereo, just that it's now front and back, and it's usually ideal for something like a two-person podcast where you can just sit across each other and have the mic in the middle. Sadly though, the Seiren Emote that I have right here only features a hypercardioid polar pattern. If you want access to the other polar patterns, you have to take a look at microphones like the Blue series or the HyperX Quadcast and a lot more, especially if you're looking at more professional grade microphones. But I digress, most of us gamers will be looking at a microphone with a cardioid pattern. Up till now, I've actually been recording off the Razer Seiren Emote, but from this point forward, we are going to do a few simple and quick tests, comparing this against a relatively good headset like a Razer Kraken Ultimate. But also, I'll throw in my professional gear for good measure, which is a BP28 from Audio-Technica right here, up here, and a Rode Video Micro. Both the Razer are actually recorded into DaVinci Resolve right on my PC, while the two professional microphones were recorded to a test cam recorder right here. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. It snowed, rained, and hailed the same morning. 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 It is an Empyrean fairy tale, though I wouldn't say it's famous. Kind of ironic, isn't it? It is an Empyrean fairy tale, though I wouldn't say it's famous. Kind of ironic, isn't it? It is an Empyrean fairy tale, though I wouldn't say it's famous. Kind of ironic, isn't it? It is an Empyrean fairy tale, though I wouldn't say it's famous. Kind of ironic, isn't it? You don't have to see things to know that they are there. You don't have to see things to know that they are there. You don't have to see things to know that they are there. You don't have to see things to know that they are there. So that's how the various microphones sounded. Comparing between the two gaming-centric microphones, I do prefer the one coming from the Seiren Emote. There's a little more depth to my voice, and it's also able to capture a little more bass while being cleaner overall. But with that said, the headset works just as well. However, if you're using the Seiren Emote out of the box, you'll most probably be positioning it like this, which is between you and the keyboard. So in this position, you'll definitely be able to pick up the clicks and clacks as you're typing. She looked around and noticed that it was pretty sparse, but that was to be expected since it was just past 9 in the morning, which meant the early rush hour had just passed. If you are looking to get a desktop microphone, I do highly suggest getting a boom arm and mount it overhead. This will not only allow you to increase the distance between the microphone and your keyboard, thereby reducing the noise, but it will also reduce the vibrations that your microphone might pick up as you are typing. I'm definitely getting one once things settle down. Now, I do have to mention that the Razer Seiren Emote can do more than just record your voice, but I'll be honest, I do not use it at all. Not at all. Nevertheless, this microphone does feature an 8-bit LED display which can be configured to show a variety of things like images or GIFs or a selection of preset effects and even your own custom logo. All these can be configured to work with Twitch, Streamlabs, XSplit and OBS. So you can do things like, say, when you gain a follower to your Twitch channel, you can show a fire emote. Or maybe someone cheered, you can show some salt. All this will happen real time during your stream. As you can tell, the microphone is geared towards streamers, and that's why I don't really use it. I mean, it's nice and cool and all, but even if I was a streamer, I do not think that I would use it because it's too much of a gimmick. And for the price that I'm paying for the Seiren Emote, I'll much rather have a better sounding microphone. And yes, this microphone is not that affordable. It's pretty expensive in fact. It retails for about 270 Singapore dollars. And at that price, there are many more better options out there that will give you more flexibility and much better sound, such as the Hypex, Quadcast or any of the Blue series. You can even get an Audio-Technica AT2020 with a boom arm and a pop filter, and I guess it will still be more affordable. If you are a fan of Razer however and you want a desktop microphone from them, take a look at the Seiren X instead. It's exactly the same as the Seiren Emote except without the 8-bit display, but it's much more affordable. But we now come to the question, is it worth upgrading to a desktop microphone? In my opinion, yes, but it may vary depending on your situation and your setup. If you are lacking in desk space and perhaps more budget conscious, go for a headset. Personally for me, I do not really like to wear headset or headphones too long here in Singapore, especially given our weather, so I'd much rather have a standalone microphone and have earphones in instead. Now I know that so far it's not been a really in-depth comparison, nor perhaps that fair in that sense because I'm comparing between two Razer products, but I do hope that it does give you a little bit of insight. If you have any questions, drop us a comment down below, subscribe to us if you haven't, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Till the next one, see ya!